Hey everyone, so over the past week, a motion poster of the upcoming live-action Sonic the Hedgehog movie has been released by producing company Paramount Pictures based on the 90s Sega video game of the same name. Now actually there have been several posters that have been released, two of which have been leaked. One is a leaked poster that's like a standee, it looks like, sort of in a movie theater. And then there's another one that was sort of a concept featuring Chris Pratt. That makes a total of three, sort of the live motion poster, whatever you want to call it, which was a video online kind of thing. There's the one with the standee in the theater, and there's the concept one. Now, a lot of people are not liking this rendition of Sonic, which is completely understandable. It's a classic, so of course everyone is going to be scrutinizing it. But to be quite honest with you, I kind of dig it. Now, of course, I haven't seen any footage of the film, going purely based on the posters that we've seen and have been leaked online, essentially. So I have seen zero footage, and I really have no idea of what the movie is about or anything, what it looks like, what Sonic actually looks like. But based on the posters, I actually kind of like it. I don't have all my eggs in this basket, however, and hoping that this is going to be a fantastic video game movie and it's going to be the best thing that ever happened, mainly because as a gamer and as a moviegoer, we've been burned in the past by the same exact thing. Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Warcraft, you name it, it's kind of been burned for the most part. I mean, take a look at recently with Tomb Raider and Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed was horrible. Absolutely loved those games, but that one was just bad. Tomb Raider, not so bad, but I felt like it could have been much better. Could have had different people involved. There could have been a lot different things happening there. So video games, movies don't necessarily have the best reputation. I don't expect this movie to be Oscar winning or anything like that by a mile. We have been burned in the past, but I'm actually really looking forward to this movie, not only because I love hedgehogs, but because I love Sonic the Hedgehog. I just think he's a really cool character. He has super weird storyline and background. I've loved him ever since the 90s Sega Genesis version when I used to play Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic Spinball. This character, I don't know why, I'm just drawn to him. There's something about him that is just like weird but cool. I don't know why, but I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm really hoping if the full concept of the character looks anything sort of like that concept design of the poster with Chris Pratt, I think we actually have some pretty good headway here. Now, based on the motion poster that was released, it looks like they made some tweaks. Obviously, his legs look a little bit skinnier. I mean, he's a runner. Like, what do we expect? He's already a disproportionate blue hedgehog, so why are we so worried about what it's going to look like in live action? Do you have any idea what a hedgehog looks like in live action? Not like Sonic. So people freaking out about Sonic the Hedgehog just makes no sense to me. He's a really weird character. He's a blue hedgehog that runs really, really fast. Has giant eyes, big red sneakers. He's got a friend with two tails that can fly. He's got another friend who's like a red and cheetah, which is Knuckles. And he's basically has this supervillain that he fights all the time that is just an evil genius super scientist guy that wants to take over the world. And on top of that, his only motivation is to collect gold rings. Like, it sounds like a homeless person's fever dream. But it's such a weird concept, and how they're going to translate that into a live-action movie, I don't know. But it's probably not going to be like the video games. So expecting it to be like the video games where there really isn't any story at all is kind of ambitious for a lot of fans to really want. I understand it's not the classic Sonic character, but he has gone through several iterations of being revamped. I mean, take a look at like the Sonic Color Rush or various versions. There's actually even a version where there was two different Sonics in the same game. So I mean, Sonic has had a very weird history. He has not been anywhere like the popularity of Mario, even though I would personally say, unpopular opinion, I like him more than Mario. There's just something about the Sonic character. It's just like weird, but the design is so cool. I just have always loved Sonic the Hedgehog. So seeing how they're going to translate that into a live action movie, yes, it might be a little bit weird to have like that leg picture with him sitting on top of what looks like the Golden Gate Bridge or something like that with like all the speed marks or whatever. But honestly, that sort of angle of taking a picture isn't weird when you consider the 900 million or whatever the heck pictures on Instagram of girls with like their legs like at a beach or whatever or sitting somewhere. It's the same exact sort of image, just with a blue hedgehog that's CGI. Like, I don't take nearly the offense personally or anything like that a lot of these hardcore Sonic fans are. I actually am really interested in the movie. I can't wait to see what the trailer looks like. If I had to have some hopes for the trailer, I would hope that we actually get a little bit of the story. I don't want too much because I feel like they're going to overcomplicate things if they give us too much of a story. I don't want anything like Alvin and the Chipmunks, like somebody discovering him and then like having to sort of keep him away, but he does this great thing. That's probably what the storyline is going to be quite honest with you. But I really want to hope that it's going to be a good movie that's going to have some type of decent storyline. From what I've heard, he might be being like chased by like scientists, and now he's like in a small town where he's hiding out, something like that. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see what the final product is to really be able to judge it, or at least wait for a trailer at the very least before we throw all this shade on Sonic. But anyway, my hopes for the trailer, things that I'm really looking forward to, small things that I just mentioned. Seeing Sonic run, seeing the full design of Sonic, seeing if he sort of has a little bit bigger of eyes, or if they're going more based on like an actual hedgehog sort of design, or if they're going more video game style. I hope they have some sort of indication of him being attracted to like little rings or gold rings, something like that. Not necessarily along the lines of like a Niffler in Fantastic Beasts, but kind of, I guess. I guess that would be a good way to sort of transition him into wanting rings in the real world, because there's not just floating rings where he can collect 24/7 in the real world. So I think that would be an interesting thing to sort of adapt. I'm hoping to get a peek at Tails. If not a peek at Tails, maybe he could be like a teaser at the end or like an after credit scene. Same thing with Knuckles. I really want this movie to focus on Sonic himself, but his background and his supporting characters are really big to who the character is. So having Tails, Knuckles, possibly even Shadow, things like that could really drive this movie and having a lot of interesting things. But we need to focus on getting Sonic and establishing him having a good movie before we can actually introduce a lot of his additional characters, at least in my opinion. Also, Dr. Robotnik, he is going to be in the movie. I believe he's played by Jim Carrey. Odd choice, I do agree, but it's possible that he could pull it off. So he's going to be in there somewhere. Into what capacity, I have no idea. But I just really hope this movie is actually good. Those are the main things I'm looking for in the trailer. Storyline, I could really care less as long as it has me intrigued, because the games really don't have much of a storyline other than stop Robotnik. That's about it. But I'm really looking forward to the movie. I'm actually really excited. A lot of people, I think, have this mentality that it's going to be the worst thing ever. That it could be a Cat in the Hat situation where, if you remember Cat in the Hat with Mike Myers, everybody hated that movie. Critics hated that movie. Viewers hated that movie. But here's a little bit of a secret. I actually freaking love the Cat in the Hat. I think it's hilarious. Even though like there's been a lot of stories about it, like Mike Myers hated doing it, all sorts of weird things about it. People have hated it. I actually really love Cat in the Hat. So I'm not going to put myself on reserve here and say that this is going to be a horrible movie. Sonic looks like garbage. It doesn't work. Maybe for some people it doesn't, but I'm still going to watch it and reserve my own sort of thoughts and opinions on it and still be excited and maintain that excitement until I actually see some actual footage and the actual movie. Because that's really what's going to be the main judge of what this movie is, and sort of how I feel about it. I mean, this movie is based on a video game not having the best reputations. I mean, Sonic's had a checkered past. Video game movies have had a checkered past. I don't know what they expect this movie to go and win an Oscar or anything like that, be completely true to character. It's not going to happen. It's going to be an update for this generation now, for kids now, not for kids back then. So it's going to be really interesting to see what the movie brings. But I'm actually really excited for it, and I can't wait to see more posters, more footage, everything. But I really want to know what your guys' opinion are. I know the internet is blown up enough about Sonic, but let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. What do you think about Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie? movie. Are you interested in it at all? Do you think it's going to be a bad video game movie again and follow along the lineage of bad video game movies? Do you like the design of Sonic? What do you hate about it? Is it like the skinny sort of muscular legs? Is it like his design? Is it the fact that we haven't actually seen like his sort of, if he has like big eyes, anything like that? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section down below. I would love to hear more about it and talk more Sonic. But other than that, that's all I have for now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.